And investors, this is a Bitcoin technical analysis video. In this video, I will cover the short term first, my immediate expectations for Bitcoin. And in the second part, I will go over Bitcoin's price action in 2023. And I will give you my rough expectations for 2024. This video will include timestamps in the description box to save you the time if you don't want to listen to the whole video. Overall, in the short term, my main expectation was for another push to the upside to 48K. However, I changed my mind. I changed my bias, not because a move to 48K is out of the table. It is still on the table. It is still possible, but it looks as if Bitcoin is finding resistance whenever it wants to go to the range high. And I think that the Bitcoin ETF narrative is already fully priced in, and the chances for a correction are higher now than the chances for another push up, but it's very, very balanced. It's 55 to 45, in my opinion, for a correction, but it could still go either way. I told you that I took a small short position. My stop loss is above this December 29th low. I think this short has a fair chance of playing out, but it's a small position because I'm not 100% certain. Why did I change my mind? I changed my mind because if Bitcoin, in my opinion at least, if Bitcoin was going to make it to 48K, it first had to make it to the range high to 44 or even 44.5K on December 29th, which was Friday. Bitcoin was sitting at support and consolidating, but when it reached the 43K area, we saw a very harsh rejection of higher prices, which led to a dump from 40, let's say, from 43,100 to 41, almost 41,300. And you can see the Gann angle I talked about in previous videos, which did a very nice job of holding Bitcoin's price. Currently, I don't see a strong momentum to the upside either. It's not as if we had a harsh correction and we bounced up. No, and this is why I think the chances are that we are going to correct directly, and following this correction, which will not be long in my opinion, the uptrend will resume. Now, let's go over 2023. 2023, overall, Bitcoin made 170%. From January to April 10th, we made a big leap from around 16K to 30K. Since April to September, Bitcoin was actually in a consolidation. And you probably know the saying, sell in May and go away. I think that if you would have sold in May and went away, came back in September, you wouldn't miss a thing. And it's something we need to keep at the back of our minds for 2024, because this period of consolidation, at least I personally expect it to happen in 2024 as well. And from September, we had an 80% run to the upside, which I think is already topped. Overall, we had a very nice year, but this consolidation period was horrible, in my opinion, very boring, and I think that a lot of people lost money playing this range, and this is why I prefer not to trade ranges. I prefer to trade a trend. Okay, now we are at the end of 2023, and 2024 is coming together with the Bitcoin ETFs and the Bitcoin halving, which are all very bullish news. The thing is that I expect a sell the news event, a correction at the beginning of 2024. Why? Because these institutions, these ETFs, they are not stupid people. They are all very experienced and very savvy traders, and there is no way that they are going to buy the highs. At least I think so. And if you were or are trading Forex, you know that huge institutional buyers, they try not to move the market and they execute their buys strategically. I think that some of the buys were already made at the lows and they will buy more. And of course, that Bitcoin will go up in 2024, but I think that they will initiate a small dump first before a bullish continuation. Now, where will this dump go? Most people expect 33K, and it's a reasonable expectation because this is more or less the 2023 range high, and it is reasonable to expect 33K, but I wouldn't disregard this Gann angle, which is spectacular in my opinion. I pulled this Gann angle from the previous cycle low to the April high. Why did I pull this angle to the April high? Because according to many counts, the April 2024 high was the real ending of the bullish impulse, and this is an A, B, C. Okay, this is a correction. A, B to 69, and C to 16K. So I said, what the heck, let me try. And I pulled these angles and look, for in 2023, Bitcoin was moving almost exclusively in this angle. And in 2024, or let's say in late 2023, it entered a new angle, and I expect Bitcoin to move in this angle for the majority of 2024. If I'm right, then the correction will probably not be as severe as most people think, and it could go to around 36K. This is just a notion. It doesn't have to be this way, but I think that you shouldn't disregard this option. Let's see if volume supports my... Okay, let's see. If we are looking at the volume profile, visible range volume profile, you can see that support extends to around 41,800. If Bitcoin will lose the 41,800, we have a void here until 38K, with a high volume node at 37,350 up until 36,500. So it's possible. I think it's possible. You shouldn't disregard the option of a short and sharp correction to around 36K before a bullish continuation. And the continuation along this channel could take us to 52K initially. Let's say that towards the halving and a little bit after the halving, we can see price escalate to around 52K, a consolidation period, and following that, bullish continuation at the end of 2024 into 62K and possibly even higher, as high as 65K. I think that 2024 will be in this Gann angle, and let's see if I'm right, if we have something going here. 2024 will tell. Remember that everything that we are talking about the future, it's just speculation. And in trading, we trade support and resistance level, or we trade uh, order blocks. We trade level to level. So it's nice to talk about a possible bullish future, but right now we have to keep our eyes on the ball. And the main question is, are we going for the range high again and possibly to 48K? Or are we going lower initially to 38.5K? And my basic expectation is that we are going directly lower, but it's a close call, as I said, 55 to 45. That's all I have for you on Bitcoin. I hope it helps, and I will see you in the next video.